right, have 9 o'clock. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the September 6th Washington and North Idaho fire weather briefing. I have myself, Valerie, representing East Side of North Idaho from Spokane, and Matthew in Seattle representing Western Washington. As always, this meeting is being recorded, and by joining and participating in the session, consent is being given to the recording. Please keep your cameras off per NOAA Privacy Act statement. So I just wanted to show the current satellite. We are still, the ridges that's been overhead, the main focus of it is moving slightly eastward as a deeper low and some embedded waves move into the Pacific Northwest. It still will be pretty warm and dry especially across eastern Washington and North Idaho today, although the smoke that we have overhead may dampen temperatures a bit and instability as it did yesterday. But you can see there is this kind of band cloud field of clouds moving across northern Oregon and into southwest and central Washington, and actually bringing some thunder and lightning across like near Mount Rainier right now, maybe the Wildcat Fire, and even parts of southwest Washington. Taking a little closer look at the satellite view, you can see kind of this extensive area of smoke and haze across much of the region, but then we see that band of clouds moving a bit northward. You could see these little bubbles that are areas of stronger thunderstorm development where we're seeing some isolated scattered lightning currently this morning. And then that will kind of drift northward into central Washington, like Chelan County, with some high base showers, and kind of dwindle out as the morning goes along. And then we'll see kind of secondary activity later on this afternoon and evening. And I'll pass it over to Matthew to talk about Western Washington.
Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, so for really our focus the next couple of days, really through the week, will be the next couple of days this weekend with those thunderstorm chances. As Valerie mentioned, we do have that area of fairly widespread and frequent lightning near Crystal Mountain, Mount Rainier area, pushing up and over to the west and northwest right now this morning, and we'll see that activity likely continue as this wave and then the subsequent wave lifts. So that's why we've gone with elevated. Looking at the likelihood of seeing more widespread and the lightning being frequent enough and widespread enough to warrant those critical conditions, we're not seeing that. We're still kind of right on the higher end of elevated. So we're going to keep it there for right now. As we get into Monday and Tuesday, the chances for thunderstorms across the west side really become confined mostly to the Cascades, with a few weaker waves coming through as the best support starts to shift eastward. So we'll go back down to low, but still mention those lower, but still not zero thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday near the Cascades. And then we'll drop things off and stay cooler and showery through the balance of the week, so we stay green from there.
Thanks, Matthew. Yeah, similar concerns. We do have red flag warnings out for parts of our Cascades, maybe the central and southern portions of the east side Cascades for lightning, as we see storms start popping up this afternoon into the evening, maybe later on in the afternoon, kind of continuing into the overnight. It will be warm and dry as well, and unstable for North Idaho as well, with chance of showers and maybe even some chance of thunderstorms after midnight, so early Sunday morning across Northeast Washington and North Idaho as well. And then kind of similar today, the chances of the activity will dwindle later up tomorrow morning, but then pick up back again later in the afternoon with some more scattered thunderstorm chances, especially across Northeast Washington and the Cascades. And then, as Matthew mentioned, we will be trending much cooler and wetter with continued chances for thunderstorms into early next week and showers, but they'll be much wetter and maybe more isolated in nature. And we'll keep our eyes on that and kind of staying green through the rest of the week. And I just wanted to highlight where we do have the red flags warnings out with the problem of the week slide for lightning. So those red flags are in effect from 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. and in the red areas, but there really is kind of a widespread threat for lightning across much of all of Washington and North Idaho, although there's some uncertainty on the exact locations, but any strike how dry it has been, and kind of current, more antecedent drier boundary layer, any strike would be probably effective to start at least starting a new wildfire. This mix of wet and dry thunderstorms with more lightning outside of the core of the stronger thunderstorms that will be wet, but anything, just the current dry conditions bring these concerns of lightning and new fire starts. And so any of these showers will be capable of producing gusty outflow winds. We've seen reports of showers in Oregon of gusty outflow winds up to 20 miles per hour, but just how conditions are, uh, wouldn't want to rule out gusts up to 40 miles per hour as well. So the current activity is isolated kind of over, yeah, as Matthew mentioned, over Crystal Mountain, not my area right now, becoming a bit more widespread into mid to late afternoon over the Cascades and spreading northward into northeast Washington and North Idaho kind of overnight into Sunday morning. As I mentioned, there's some timing uncertainty, but some of the models have been trending a bit slower with the more scattered nature picking up maybe after 5 p.m., but most of the models still do have thunderstorms, just there is some uncertainty. And then there's kind of a secondary area of concern across Southeast Washington this afternoon as well, but maybe more isolated in nature with some gusty outflow winds as well. And then just the high base showers moving northward through the night and being more high base showers across northeast Washington, North Idaho with some isolated strikes of lightning, but confidence in it being abundant is low. Mention our hazards. We still do have air quality alerts out across all of eastern Washington, North Idaho, and even parts of Seattle metro area and the west side Cascades, and then our red flag warnings that are out through tonight, this afternoon through 3 a.m. I just wanted to touch on our probability of thunder for today. So you can see through this morning, best chance of thunder will be across the southern Washington Cascades and parts of Southwest Washington, but then that expands northward this afternoon into the evening with the best chances over the Cascades, especially the east side Cascades and maybe near Mount Rainier as well. But there will be chances for isolated thunderstorms pretty much across much of the area. And then that spreads northward on overnight tonight with chances across northeast Washington and even across southeast Washington overnight picking up, increasing to about 20 to 30% chance. And with thunderstorm chances continuing over the Cascades as well. And then for tomorrow as well, there is also a more widespread threat of thunderstorms across eastern Washington and North Idaho, 20 to 30% chance with highest confidence over the North Cascades and also northeast Washington. And then that also continues into Monday as well. Matthew, do you have anything you want to say about these prop thunder graphics?
I'll just add that one on the right there for the Saturday time period, that chance may extend after 11 p.m. It looks a little goofy with the time cutoffs, but that one on the right that you have there is actually the most representative of our concern. So really across the board, across the whole area, highest near the Cascade Crest and across the South Sound, but really anybody can expect to see around some lightning out of these storms today and tonight.
Okay. Then I just wanted to show this is the 7-day precipitation forecast because these initially showers will be more isolated and drier in nature, but they'll trend wetter as we get into the weekend with continuous chances through the week. All this might not be everywhere, might not see these amounts, just kind of showing that will be trending much wetter as we get into the week with these cooler conditions. And Matthew, do you want to say anything else?
Nope, nothing to add here.
Thank you. But yeah, the highest chances will be over the mountains for heavier precipitation with the 7-day precipitation forecast, even over an inch and almost to 2 inches across the Cascades and even up to 3 inches in the Olympics. But that won't all come out at once. It will be kind of spread out through the week with just multiple rounds of showers. And I'll pass it over to Matthew for Western Washington trends.
Yeah, we'll go with those to meet up in the North Cascades today, and really just showing that I picked this mostly because today will be, warmer up there than it pretty much anywhere else as this boundary, this disturbance lifts north. So one last kind of warm, dry-ish, but that will be short-lived with those rain chances and thunderstorm chances increasing into the evening, and certainly the trends through the remainder of the week. We see the temperatures knock way down tomorrow and stay relatively cool through the 7-day period. And along those same lines, excellent humidity recoveries and really not even dropping that low during the day with the moisture in place and the cloud cover around. I did want to highlight just that secondary peak in probability precipitation, the green line at the bottom, around Tuesday. So there is still that lingering chance, especially in the Cascades that we mentioned before, with just seeing another round of activity. But by and large, the bulk of the action will be this weekend and then again around Tuesday. And then you see that those chances drop off again, just more of a typical showery type pattern, less organized through the remainder of the week after that.
Thank you. For Central Washington, I want to point out Intiat, where it'll be, warm and dry this afternoon, with temperatures trending lower with more recoveries as we get later into the week. I did want to point out that there will be an increase in westerly winds both this afternoon and Sunday afternoon. Just the general winds outside of outside of the shower chances. So we'll see some breezier, just general conditions both afternoons this weekend. And then if there's any showers or thunderstorms, that will also increase the chances of some erratic gusts. But then, similar to the west side, we will see the secondary peak of precipitation early Tuesday, on Tuesday, with much cooler conditions as well and better chances for some wetting rains as we get into the week. And then just continuous chances of light showers, showery in nature. Hard to pinpoint exactly where that will occur, but just kind of continuing trend of cooler and showery. And similar for Northeast Washington, we also see even better recoveries, with even some recoveries early this weekend into Monday morning in the high 90%. So that will be good to dampen some of the fire activity across Northeast Washington, and just remaining cool, and with even minimum recoveries in the 40 to 50% as we get through the week with daily chances for showers. And similar to yesterday for the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, although it is leaning above normal, we will kind of trend warmer. We're not seeing, at least I'm not seeing any significant warm ups like we did last week right now, just kind of near to above average temperatures, and then continuing leaning above average precipitation as we stay in a pretty active pattern. And as always, you can do a self-briefing at this QR code or weather.gov/otx/fire dashboard, or watch the recording. I will end this recording.